The Franklin County Cookbook presents Cooking with Jerry.
Hi, I'm Jerry Thompson, and welcome to my show, Cooking with Jerry. I'm going to show you a great recipe today. We're standing on my porch with the Apalachicola Bay in the background, and I have just something really exciting to show you. One of my goals in doing this show is to bring to you real interesting recipes where you can use the ingredients right in this area. All the ingredients can be bought right on the island, and I want to show you how to use some of these delicious seafood caught out of the Apalachicola Bay or the Gulf of Mexico. Now, I have a special guest here today, Sue Matthews. Sue is from Atlanta. She and her husband Doyle live in the Atlanta area, but they have a home on St. George Island, and she's invited my wife Karen and I over several times to enjoy this recipe, and I told Sue I just got to share it with you. It's called Fish Belize, and you're going to think we're nuts by all the ingredients we use here, but I guarantee you it is delicious. So Sue, tell me, how'd you come about this recipe?
Well, my husband and I were in Belize, and we went on a fishing trip, and you had to catch your fish for your lunch. And then they took us to this island and started this big fire. And the guys went back to their boat and started putting this together. And, of course, they brought it back out, and they used whatever was on the boat. And they cooked it on the open fire, and the smell was just wonderful. And then, of course, the taste was great. And so I asked them what they used, and they gave me an idea of everything that they had put in this little recipe. And I repeated all the way back on the boat exactly what they had told me, and I just kept repeating it over and over in my head. And I get back to where we're staying, and I write it down. And this is how we've come up with Fish Belize. But what they did, they served it different there. They served it on tortilla shells, and I made it more of a dinner with salad and bread. And that's how we got it, and this is our Fish Belize.
Well, I guarantee you will enjoy it. What we have here is about 1.5 pounds of grouper. We have a whole onion cut up, a whole bell pepper cut. We have about 1 or 2 tomatoes. I think there's 2 tomatoes here. And we're going to put all of this together in a recipe that you can put right on your grill or in your oven and make a delicious meal for a crowd. Now, Sue's going to show us how to do it. First of all, she's assembling some onions. Now, these onions are yellow onions. We tested this with Vidalia onions or sweet onions, and they just don't really have the flavor that the yellow onion does. So get a good full flavor. What we're doing is just spreading this onion out on a piece of aluminum foil. We're placing the grouper. This grouper is about 1.5 pounds, and you can use any fish. Firm fish. It has to be a firm fish, but grouper, I guarantee you, will work. And she's just piling all this up. And now, here comes the crazy part. She's going to take mayonnaise, and this turns out to be about 1.5 cups of mayonnaise. And she's going to just spread this mayonnaise over the ingredients. And you don't have to get fancy with this. You just do it. But as she spreads this mayonnaise out, what do you think, Sue? Is that about enough, or you think you need to add a little bit more?
Just a touch more.
Okay. All right. We're going to put a little bit more mayonnaise on here. You can experiment with this, but I think we used about 1.5 cups, I think, when we measured it out.
About 1 cup, I believe.
About 1 cup. Okay, I'm sorry. Now to tomatoes. Here comes the colorful part. She's going to put the sliced tomatoes on top. There you go, Sue. Well, isn't that pretty? These are gorgeous tomatoes
They really are.
this time of year.
It's hard to find good tomatoes.
Now, the bell pepper. That's really pretty, Sue.
Okay, I've got to put the rest of our stuff on.
Yeah.
You can put it on before or after. You could do either way.
Just regular old prepared mustard, huh? Nothing fancy.
Right, just
Squirt that on there.
like I say, you can do it first, right on top of the mayonnaise, or
Now this is barbecue sauce. Now, this is just plain old store-bought barbecue sauce. Now, if I was cooking a pig or pork or something like that, I'm real particular about what kind of barbecue sauce I want to use. But the only just get cheap barbecue sauce. That's about the only thing I can say about that. And now she's going to do a little sprinkling with a little. This is seasoning salt. She's going to sprinkle that with seasoning salt. Any kind, Sue, will work on that.
well,
Yeah.
I prefer this because it has all the different.
Now here's a kicker. Here's a kicker. This is a habanero sauce. You can use Tabasco if you like. Any kind of hot sauce would do. And you just shake it on there. Depending on if I was using Tabasco, I'd probably use a little bit more, right, Sue?
Yes, because the habanero is a lot hotter.
Now she's just spooning butter, putting butter on this. Just taking good old cold butter and slicing it up. All this is going to meld together. Like I say, it looks pretty interesting, but I guarantee you it's delicious when we cook it. Now, a little lime juice. She's got one lime here cut in half. She's going to squirt that lime juice on there, like so. And I'm going to step over here and get the other piece. And what we're going to do is seal this up. We're going to seal this really tight. And I'm going to move this so you folks can get a good shot at it. She's sealing it up on all sides, and we're going to put it on the grill. And the first time I tried this, Sue, I didn't seal it well, and it kind of leaked on me. So I see how you're doing it now to make sure it's good and tight.
But you know, if you have that problem, Jerry, all you have to do is just get you some pot holders, lift it up again, and then just, you know, you can add another piece of foil if you have to.
Yeah.
But you really don't want to.
You can tell she's done this a few times before. All right. I don't believe this one's going to leak. You just fold it up almost to the ingredients, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I tell you, the first time I tried this is just out of this world. Now, we've got a good sealed pouch here, and what we're going to do is put it on the grill. And it's going to cook about 30 minutes. We're going to let it puff up. We've got the grill hot, and we're going to just set it right on the grill. You can hear it sizzling. And the secret here is letting it puff up to the point where the steam causes it to puff up. And we're going to close this up for about 5 minutes. And when it puffs up, we're going to open it back up and leave the lid open for about 25 more minutes until it's done. And then we'll enjoy a good dish of fish Belize. Now this thing is just starting to get just right. Now it's taken about 5 to 10 minutes. You just have to watch it when you, with a closed lid. You open the lid from time to time to see where it is. And when it puffs up like this, you know that you've got about 20 to 25 minutes left of cooking. But you can't walk off and leave it. Now you have to kind of keep an eye on it because all grills cook a little bit differently. What you want to do is adjust the heat. If you see it going down just a little bit, you come up and adjust the heat, and that steam will rise, and the pouch will get larger and puff back up. And if it gets too much heat on it, it'll start. You can hear it sizzling a little bit too much, and you'll see maybe a little crack in the seam because that steam has to go somewhere, and you want to turn it down just a tad and adjust it. So don't walk off and leave it. You still have to watch it. But it'll take about 20, 25 more minutes here, and we're going to have a delicious meal. Now, Sue, where I came from, we had to have a little sopping bread. That's what we're going to make here. We're going to make a little bread. What I have is a little half roll of French bread. I'm going to cut it in half, like so. And we're going to take some olive oil, just regular olive oil, and put it on the bread. Get enough on there to make a difference. Got a little brush here. We're just going to brush it, even it out a little bit. Like that. Little Italian seasoning.
Sounds good.
And sprinkle it on sort of evenly. And while our fish Belize is cooking, we're going to have a little sopping bread.
Good.
How about that? I'm just going to take them over and put them on the grill. And just for about 4 or 5 minutes, we'll pop those things off, and that'll be delicious. Now, while they're cooking, let's check our fish Belize out. It's cooking very well. It stayed puffed up, and it's been on now for about 30 minutes, so I think it's time to take it off. What do you think?
I think so too.
All right.
Do you want me to hold the tray for you?
Yeah, if you'll hold the tray, I'm going to just slide it out like this. Does that smell good? Oh. Can you smell that? Doesn't that smell good? I wish everybody could smell this. Look how that's puffed up.
Sorry.
All right, let's put it over here. I can't wait to try this. Our guests tonight are going to love it. They're just going to love this. So what we're going to do is just, woo, look at the steam coming out of that. This is where you have to be a little careful. We're opening it up. Ooh, man, does that look good. And does that smell delicious. Look at all that juice in there. And see, now, you don't have to do any more than this, right, Sue? You can just kind of serve it like this, actually.
Easy cleaner.
But I think what we need to do is slosh it a little bit. Let's take some of that and get some of that flavor of juices in there. Look at that. Isn't that look good? Do it very, very delicately in order to work those flavors into that sauce. Man, is that good. That just smells absolutely delicious. What do you think? Are we ready to try it?
Let's try it.
Let's test it before our guests get here, shall we?
Good idea.
Okay. Let's get a plate and some rice. We've got some rice here. I just don't want our guests to be disappointed, so we're going to make sure it's as good as I thought it was the last time, and I'm sure it will be. All right, we're going to make sure we get some fish, some tomatoes, some peppers, some onions, all cooked in there together. Boy, does that smell good. It's colorful too, isn't it? That looked like a fine dish right there. Sue, you did wonderful. Let's try it.
Okay. Here you go.
Okay, ladies first.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Oh, it looks hot though, Jerry.
Is it right? Did we get enough pepper sauce in it?
Good. Very good.
As my mama said, I wish everybody had some of this. Is that good?
Yeah.
You need to try this recipe. It's easy to fix. It's easy to prepare. You don't have to go through a lot of hassle. It doesn't look real good when you start putting all this mayonnaise and mustard and barbecue sauce on it, but believe me, it comes out as a perfect dish for your guest. If you would like to see this recipe on a website, you can go to my website at www.stgeorgeislandrealestate.com. And there you can see other recipes, and you might want to share one of your recipes with me. I'm Jerry Thompson. Thank you for this show.